In the soft morning light, Dottie the Duck waddled around the pond at Applewood Farm. She found a shiny button and decided to use it as a decoration for her nest. With a happy quack, Dottie placed the button among her feathers. Barney the Bunny hopped through the vegetable garden, his nose twitching at the scents. He stumbled upon a ripe tomato and nibbled on it, his eyes gleaming with delight. Clara the chicken pecked around the barnyard, searching for tasty seeds. She found a cozy spot in the hayloft and decided it was the perfect place to lay her eggs. Oscar the ox plodded across the farm, pulling a cart of hay. After the hard work, Oscar was treated to a delicious apple from the orchard, which he munched on contentedly. Patty the pig lounged in a mud puddle by the barn. She loved feeling the cool mud on her skin. After her bath, Patty shook herself off and trotted over to the apple trees for a snack. Gerald the goat meandered through the apple orchard, munching on fallen fruit. He spotted a colorful butterfly and followed it, jumping over logs and stones in a playful chase. Felicity the fox tiptoed through the farm's flower beds, her nose quivering at the fragrances. She discovered a cluster of grapes and happily munched on the juicy berries. Henry the horse trotted around the farm's riding ring, his mane flowing in the wind. He found a loose horseshoe and brought it back to the farrier, who rewarded Henry with a gentle stroke on the neck. Lola the lamb wandered away from the flock and found herself in the cornfield. With a little bleat and some determination, Lola made her way back to her woolly friends. Simon the snail carried his home on his back as he slid along the farmhouse walls. He met a friendly caterpillar, and together they shared stories of their slow but fascinating journeys. Maggie the mouse scurried through the barn searching for grains. She found a golden kernel on a high beam and skillfully climbed up to claim her treasure. Rupert the rooster perched atop the farmhouse at dawn. He crowed loudly to greet the new day, his voice echoing across the fields and waking the farm. Tasha the turkey strutted through the barn, her feathers glistening. She found a shiny mirror and pecked at her reflection, curious about the other turkey in the glass. Wendy the worm wriggled through the farm's compost heap, helping the soil become rich and fertile. She met a friendly beetle, and together they enjoyed the warmth of the decomposing leaves. Violet the vole darted under the farmhouse porch, collecting seeds for her pantry. She found a sunflower seed as big as her head and dragged it back to her nest, feeling victorious. Nolan the nightingale sang melodious tunes from the apple tree. His songs filled the air, enchanting all who heard them and spreading joy around the farm. Iris the iguana lounged on the warm rocks by the farmhouse, soaking up the sun. She watched the children playing in the yard and imagined herself joining their games. Quentin the quail scurried through the herb garden, pecking at tasty leaves. He found a cozy spot under a lavender bush and decided it was the perfect place for a dust bath. Ulysses the umbrella bird perched in the old oak tree, his long feathers rustling in the breeze. He loved to listen to the wind whispering through the leaves, feeling at peace in the farm's tranquil setting. Ellie the eagle circled high above Applewood Farm, her keen eyes scanning the fields. She spotted a lost glove in the pumpkin patch and swooped down to retrieve it, returning it to the grateful farmer. Fiona the frog hopped along the farm's creek, her skin glistening with moisture. She found a shiny pebble and decided to make it the centerpiece of her watery home. Gus the goose glided across the farm's pond, his feathers ruffling in the cool breeze. He found a colorful bandana and wore it around his neck, feeling quite fashionable. Hazel the hedgehog rustled through the leaves near the apple trees, searching for insects. She found a cozy spot inside a hollow log and curled up for a restful sleep. Isaac the ibis strode through the farm's wetlands. his long beak probing the mud. He found an old boot and used it as a perch to survey his domain. Jasper the jackrabbit dashed across the meadows, his ears alert for any sounds. He discovered a burrow beneath a juniper bush and explored its cozy chambers, finding a new place to call home. Kara the koi swam in the farm's decorative pond, her orange and white scales sparkling. She found a sunken flower pot and claimed it as her secret hideaway. Lenny the llama ambled along the farm's perimeter, his soft fur catching the breeze. He found a patch of blueberries and savored the sweet berries, feeling grateful for the farm's bounty. Mia the mole tunneled beneath the farm's flower garden, her sensitive nose leading the way. She surfaced to find a shiny marble and added it to her collection of underground treasures. Nadia the nuthatch flitted from branch to branch in the farm's old elm tree. She found a twinkling firefly and watched it light up, filling her evening with wonder.